right. Hi, good evening. Welcome to Smoothie Sistas Live. My name is Becca Lago, co-founder of Ginger and Juice Bar in Miami. I wanted to give you, before we get into a new recipe, a new smoothie, a little bit of health behind it, I want to give you a little bit of background on how Smoothie Sistas evolved and what Ginger and Juice Bar is. So my sister Miriam and I, we have wanted to open up a healthy fast food joint for over a decade. And in the summer of last year, we finally took the plunge and said, let's do it. So we put together a business plan, we created a menu, we got all of our ducks in a row, and we ended up opening in March of this year. I'm sure you can see where this is going. We also closed in March of this year. So unfortunately, we were only open for a couple weeks and we had to close due to the pandemic. However, that is where Smoothie Sistas evolved, because our mission is to bring a healthy alternative to fast food to you. And the really cool thing about Smoothie Sistas is you don't have to be in South Florida to enjoy our stuff. So we are bringing it to you, and you can tune in from all over the world. So we are very excited that you're watching tonight. We are not sure. We've had a lot of people ask when we are going to be reopening. We are still unsure, but we will keep you posted. If you'd like to follow us at Ginger and Juice Bar on Facebook or on Instagram, you will be able to keep up to date with us there. We've also had some people reach out and they want to know how they can help us during the pandemic to ensure we reopen. If you'd like to donate, we do have Venmo and PayPal, and we're at Ginger and Juice Bar. So without further ado, the reason you are here is to learn a new recipe. So for each of the recipes that I create, I always have some type of inspiration behind them. And really, tonight's inspiration comes from my mother-in-law. And my mother-in-law has always had just a beautiful garden. And she has gotten really good over the pandemic time, being at home, learning how to just grow a lot of different herbs and spices and fruits and vegetables. I mean, I never really know what she is going to bring to us. So one of the things that she does have that's a house favorite is mangoes. She supplies us with so much of this gold. And so this smoothie tonight is called Mango Madness, and you will see why in just a moment. Okay, so that's what we're going for tonight. You can also see right here this cute little pineapple. This came from her garden as well. I saw her yesterday, and she had a bunch of baby tomatoes and really just a plethora of wonderful things. So if you'd like to learn how to grow a garden and be self-sustainable, please reach out. We can also give you some tips and tricks on that as well. So let's see. So the first ingredient for tonight's smoothie is we always start with the liquid. Okay, so we always want to pour that liquid in the blender first. If you start with the frozen ingredients, or even if we started with some of that fresh mango, it really tends to get caught up in the blade. When you start with the liquid, it just makes it a little bit easier for everything to go around and to make sure everything is really pureed very nicely together. So this right here, I've already added it together for you, but this is half a cup of coconut water, and it's also combined with half a cup of coconut milk. So the coconut water that we use, this is actually something that we sell at the juice bar as well, is a Vita Coco. And also the coconut milk, the one thing that I will mention with that is always buy the unsweetened, especially when you're doing a smoothie. I mean, we're going to be adding in, as you can see, mango, we're going to be adding pineapple and some other fruits. There's plenty of sugar with all of those ingredients. You really don't need that added stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put this right into the blender. All right, and since our smoothie tonight is called Mango Madness, I think everyone kind of could take a good guess there that we are going to have mango in our smoothie. So that is our next ingredient. We are going to do, this calls for 1.5 or so fresh mango. And you wonder, well, I have got, 2 mangoes here. I'm cutting 1.5. Why am I doing that? Really, that other half of mango is for you to just enjoy. It's very hard to make a mango smoothie and to put all of that fresh stuff right into the blender. You definitely want to eat some of that liquid gold for yourself. But mango is just a really wonderful fruit. It's called the king of fruits in some part of the world. And as I mentioned before, we consider it really like gold here. We love mango in this family. And mango is really great. It's got a lot of vitamin C in it. It also has vitamin A as well, which is great for your skin. So we are going to put all that fresh mango right into the blender here. And I normally have my daughter Hayden, for those of you who watched us live, helping me out. So I'm missing her right now because she was always the one to add all of the ingredients, and she was so helpful. The next thing that we are going to put into the blender is a banana. I love adding banana into the blender and into my smoothies. It gives it just such a nice base, such a nice creaminess. And this is one frozen banana. One thing I will remind you is that if you are freezing the bananas, just make sure you peel them first. And if your blender is not too powerful, you'll want to make sure that you kind of cut that up into fourths or halves, because sometimes a full frozen banana is just a lot on the blender. It's almost like a full block of ice. So we'll go ahead and put that right in. And let's see what's next on our list here. We have 1 cup of frozen pineapple. So here you go, right here, we've got frozen pineapple chunks. This pineapple right here, we actually had a fresh pineapple at home and we weren't able to eat all of it quick enough before it went bad. So we just went ahead and froze some of what we weren't going to consume. You can also buy frozen pineapple at the store, so whichever works better for you. The really cool thing, and this is 1 cup of frozen pineapple, we're gonna put that in. The really cool thing about pineapple is that they regenerate themselves. That is so cool. So you could take a pineapple like this, just cut off the top. You want to soak that in water for a little bit until it gets a little bit of roots. And then as soon as that happens, you can go ahead and plant it. And you will be able to continue to get pineapples just from this one. So that is just such a neat thing, instead of just throwing the leaves away. So let's see, what is our next ingredient here? We have 1 tablespoon of flaxseed. Flaxseed is just really wonderful. It's a great source of quality protein. It also has omega-3 fatty acids. And those omega-3s are just very essential to have in your diet. And they're just really good for your body. They're also very good for your mind, for your brain. So a serving of flaxseed, this one is actually 2 tablespoons, but for this recipe, we're just gonna be putting 1 tablespoon flaxseed right into the blender. And then I try to add something green into my smoothies, especially because when you're adding like a spinach or a kale, even like an avocado, something like that, it really does not change the flavor of your smoothie, but it does add a lot of extra nutrients. So this right here, this is frozen spinach. Again, just like what I did with that pineapple, we get huge bags of spinach at the store. And a lot of times we aren't able to finish all of it. So we'll just freeze some of that. You'll put it into a freezer bag. You want to make sure to get all the air out. And then it's perfect. It's ready for you whenever you need. So really, we just did 1 handful here of frozen spinach. And the really cool thing about spinach and adding that into your smoothie is that there are so many different ways to eat spinach. You could eat them raw, you could boil them, you could saute them. You can do so many different things to spinach. But the really cool thing about adding them to a smoothie is that is the best way for your body to absorb the nutrients from the spinach. And that's because the leaves, when you liquefy them, they release beta carotene, and that's what really helps it absorb right into your body. So that's really kind of a cool tidbit there. And let's see, what's our last thing here? We have cinnamon. For those of you who saw my last episode, my daughter was here, and she went a little bit crazy with the cinnamon. Now she knows I do love cinnamon in my smoothies. I love cinnamon really in general, just to add it to stir fries, different recipes, really just the aroma of cinnamon and the flavor of it. It almost gives it like you're eating something sweet, but there is no sugar in it. So it's not going to raise that blood sugar level. So you really can just put cinnamon to taste. If you love cinnamon, go ahead and put more. If you're not huge on cinnamon, you can even omit this. This could be optional. But my daughter really, the reason she added so much was she just really loved shaking the cinnamon container into the blender. So we had a very cinnamon friendly smoothie for you last time. So we are going to blend this up. Most blenders, you'll know they've got a smoothie setting, or you could do a puree setting. You'll just really want to make sure if your blender isn't too powerful, you'll want to have it go a couple of times just to make sure that all of those ingredients mix really well. So let me go ahead and get that going. We are going to and while that is going, I will tell you, we are huge on reusable straws. We sell these at the juice bar, and we do not use plastic straws at the juice bar. We do use biodegradable. I would just encourage you to look at these. They're usually on sale on Amazon, or even Groupon has some really good deals for them. And there's so many different types. There's the metal ones, there's the silicone, and they come in tall and short, and really every kind of color that you can imagine. So definitely always use your reusable straw. All right, this is just about finished here. See? All right, now for the fun stuff here. We get to taste it. And we actually spent today at Mathis and Hammock Beach. Beautiful day, and this is really just such a refreshing smoothie to have either during your time there or after your time there. So let's see how this tastes. Oh, wow. This is really good. And you know, I feel like I say that every single time, but these smoothies, this is delicious. This is so, so good. If you want to learn some new recipes, we will be shooting these every Wednesday. You can tune in, and we will also put the full recipe there for you. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to hear from you. If you make the smoothies at home, tag us in it. We would love to share your different experiences on our stories. And you know, a lot of people, they've reached out to me and said, you know, thanks so much for doing these episodes. It's gotten me back into wanting to do smoothies, or it's gotten me back into wanting to eat healthy. And it's also so good for kids because you can really sneak in those extra nutrients like spinach. I mean, you have no idea. The color is a little bit green, but you have no idea. It doesn't smell or taste like there would be anything like spinach in here. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for sipping on a smoothie with me. And we look forward to seeing you real soon. Cheers.